Hey guys, welcome to today's video. This is going to be my Chelsea versus Leicester review. I was at the game, sorry for the late review, kind of was busy over the weekend after Saturday, kind of had to dash straight after I got home once to make the review, but unfortunately couldn't. But I'm here today and I'm going to be talking in depth about the review. Later on in the video I'll be reading out your comments that you said to me on Facebook, so let's get to it. So of course, going into this game I was very excited for it, the first league game of the season at home. Very pumped for it. Got brilliant seats, and which I posted on Twitter and Instagram. It was just brilliant seats, like fourth row in the West Stand. I think I even got on TV, but overall when I saw the teams, it was basically the same team that started on Monday, and that did surprise me. I thought that Luis would start, but I wouldn't be surprised if Luis is going to have to fight for that spot like many have predicted, and he's going to take a little bit of time to slot into the team. But overall I was happy with the team. I did think that Leicester would play defensive. They'd be very solid, like any team that comes to the bridge. I don't blame any team that comes to a big club and wants to be solid and defensive, because that's the best way you're going to get a result. Why open yourself up and get beaten 5-0? I've seen like people say that, well, if you get beaten 5-0 or 2-0, it's still the same. But to me, on another day, Leicester may have got a point and they may go to another team like, say, United, do the same and pick up 3 points. So Leicester did start the game off well. It was a very slow start by Chelsea, reminded me of last season. I was sitting in the atmosphere was a bit dull, which you can expect, and Leicester fans were very good. Leicester brought a load of fans. They were singing all day. And overall it was a slow first half. Leicester did look compact. They were frustrating Chelsea. I think that overall our play wasn't that good. I think that sometimes we were letting Leicester have too much of the ball. I think that there was a few times in front of me, especially because coming down the left wing, where Vanovic was could have gone in for a few challenges, let them go by. Leicester didn't really have any clear-cut chances. Courtois had to make one save before I remember, but that was really it for Leicester. They had a few breakaways. Chelsea, near the end of the half, got a few chances. Costa had a chance, which unfortunately got deflected over, and I was sitting there and I was thinking, if Costa gets a clear-cut chance, then he will take it, because he's sort of like a Suarez who only needs one clear-cut chance and he'll take it. Apparently Jose Mourinho did kind of shout at them and have to tell them to wake up, which was the right thing, and they came out firing, and to be honest, they did look better. A few shots on target. There seemed to be more pace and the quick passing that we saw out on Monday at Burnley. So there was one moment in the game, I think in the second half, early on in the second half, that really did light up the crowd, motivate the players. Was a challenge by Hammond on Schürrle. Chelsea were breaking quite quickly, and Hammond just took Schürrle right, happened literally right in front of me. And it's a disgusting tackle. He didn't even attempt to get the ball, just took Schürrle out. Any other day it would have been a straight red. The referee, terrible day, and I'll talk about this when I'm going to do a video tomorrow of like a recap of the whole of the weekend, all the games. And the refereeing is just so appalling. I went down, and when I was sitting in my seat to the Chelsea game, and you see the players, when you see them up close here, you just see how much muscle they have and how physically fit they are, especially with the quickness of the game. And the referees aren't physically fit. In like I've seen in Germany referees, especially in Europe, when you have foreign referees come over to referee our Champions League games, and they are probably as fit as the players, but our referees are just not. They're in like their 40s and they can't referee a game. It's so appalling, and every game I watch it's a bad decision, and this was one of them. He should have been sent off. I understand the people want 11 men on the pitch, but that can't happen. Another day Schürrle may have got unlucky and he may have been out. It was a bad challenge and it should have been given a red. The ref bottled it, and I think what that did was really motivate the crowd. It definitely motivated the players. Again, the quick passing, but before that happened, Courtois made an amazing save. From where I was, it looked like Nugent when he was through on goal, just hit it wide. But when I saw the replay, because of course when I saw a corner I was like, Courtois must have saved it, but seeing it on TV, Courtois made an amazing save, and Courtois throughout this whole game was composed. When that ball goes into the area, there's only one guy who's getting it, and I just think it'll be brilliant. I'm also going to make a video about Courtois and Cech and what to do with Cech, but that will come later. But I think Courtois had another brilliant day for me. The two key players in today's win were Courtois and the man I'm going to talk about now, Diego Costa. The ball came into him really scruffy. Ivanovic right up the pitch there again, especially what a fullback should be doing, getting in the box, laid it off to Costa, and it wasn't easy. It was a scruffy goal, but it wasn't easy. He had to get it down on the chest and just whack it in, a bit like on Monday. And that's what a striker needs to do. He needs to get in the box, he needs that instinct, and that's what Costa has. Crowd went crazy. It looked like Costa really enjoyed it. 2 goals and 2. He's had 2 clear shots on target and he scored 2 goals. Amazing record. I wanted him to do well, but I didn't think he was going to do this well. And it gives the team confidence to know you have a striker up there who influences the game and scores a key goal. And I think that is such a key goal. He didn't score the second goal, he scored the goal. And from there, Leicester really, it kind of, when the team does play defensive and is quite solid, when you get the goal, when you break them down and finally get the goal, the team kind of has to, it's kind of weird because you're kind of put in a situation where you have to start attacking, and Leicester did try that, and from there we kind of picked them off. Oscar, to me, looked good in this game. He didn't really influence the game on Monday, but he definitely did in this game, look sharper. Willian, when he came on, looked good. Hazard eventually grew into the game. I think he's probably our best player in the first half, and he just drifted past. Tess Fabregas laid off for him, drifted past a few players right in front of us again, and slotted it into the goal, got a deflection, but who cares, 2-0, and I think he played well. And then Drogba came on, big ovation, who looked sharp. I mean, he didn't get much chance, but Ramirez came on as well. Just, there was a lot of positives in that second half, and the one big positive, which I'm sure many of you pointing out straight away, was we were able to beat a team who came and basically park the bus, which is what we do, and that is the biggest positive I can take, because there were moments in that first half where I thought, this reminds me of last season against Sunderland, against West Brom, against all those games where we dropped points at home. And we've kind of, in these first 2 games, really been able to solve the problems, going to a tough away ground in Burnley against a Leicester team, 4-1 behind, which we did last season, and come away with 3 points. And today, when the team comes up, it plays defensively, plays very solid and quite well, pressing us high and pressing us well, we're able to come through. So overall, a lot of positives, and on to the next game. So of course I went on Facebook again, Talk Chelsea FC, link in the description below. I'll be doing this literally every game, coming on and giving you a chance to tell me your comments on the game, and I'll read them, a few of them out here. For I said, not the best performance considering we was at home, but grinded out, and the second half could have been 3 up or more. We had a few chances, and definitely just grinding out. At this point, 3 points is all we wanted, and we definitely played better in that second half. Robert says, tough game for Chelsea, but the result was what we wanted. A good sign of champions. Yep, when you're not playing well, that is the sign of champions. Lawrence said, Oscar's second half was great. Agree with that. The first half wasn't as good. Even Josie said we had a great second half. Oscar dictated the game, almost scored when he hit the post with a great shot and linked up much better with Hazard and Cesc. Agree with that. Oscar, he had that chance right at the start of the second half, and yeah, he played well, really affected the game, and I saw Ozil later on playing for Arsenal, and that's exactly what number 10 shouldn't be doing. Even though I think he played more on the left, but people call Ozil number 10. Oscar's got to be affecting the game more. That's what I expect number 10s to be doing. They've got to score goals, and they've got to affect the game. Lingesh says Costa will pop up when we need him, especially in that game, and that's what we need. We didn't have a last season a striker we could just pop up with a big goal. Lejay says, as I said last week, we need to be more organised defensively. End of story. So that's really all the comments I got. So yeah, overall it was a great day to be back at the Bridge. I'm going to the Swansea game. I think is the next home game. Hopefully going to be trying to get tickets to the Arsenal game, which is of course the big first home game of the season. But overall, really good performance. Thanks for your questions again. 2 wins out of 2, we were top. I know Tottenham went ahead of us, but it'd be good on points at least if we could stay top throughout the whole of the season. But don't want to get too ambitious. We've only beaten Burnley, Leicester. They're a tougher opposition ahead, especially next week. Everton is a tough game. The way they nearly beat Arsenal is going to be tough. Lukaku's going to want to prove something. But overall, it was good. As I said, I'll be doing my Premier League full review, full recap tomorrow, and later on in the week I'll be doing a video on Petr Cech where I discuss what's going to happen with him and what I think should happen. So Thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, I'll see you again.